What is up, Earth signs? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. How are you guys doing? We're going to take a little look here tonight and see what's going on with the new person. So, for those of you who just connected with somebody new, this is going to be one mini reading for each Earth sign. One for Taurus, one for Virgo, and one for Capricorn. If any of you need a personal reading, you can go straight to my website if you want, tarotwithrich.com. But I do have a link for that right down here in the description of this video. All right, Taurus. Let's take a look at the energy between Taurus and the new person. Newest person Taurus just recently connected with. How's the energy looking? Whoop, that jumped right out. Two of Swords, of course. Seems like there's a lot of indecision here. Maybe some confusion. Maybe there's a decision that needs to be made that somebody's not making. But Two of Swords right off the rip is already starting to look like confusion. Ooh, Nine of Pentacles reversed. This isn't all of you, but I feel like some of you may be concerned that this person's just trying to use you for something. And very specifically, for those of you who are a little bit more financially blessed than your average person. Again, I know that's not all of you, but I feel like there's a good handful of you who are starting to wonder, are you just using me? That is one of my most frequently asked questions, honestly. Is this person or was this person just using me? So if that's a question in your mind, that's the overall energy. Y'all are just not really seeming to find stability. Doesn't really feel like a very stable connection. Doesn't really feel like this person's showing very much emotion. And you might just be starting to lose interest, honestly. But you're kind of trapped in your head. You don't know whether or not to stick around and, you know, see if things are going to get better or just fucking skedaddle and boot, scoot, and boogie on out of there. Some of you dealing with a Pisces also have Saggy, Libra. Okay. All right. All right, well, that's all I can say about that. Well, let's see their feelings, energies, and intentions. New person Taurus is dealing with. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? They're still healing from something that happened to them. Okay. You already know anytime I read a new connection or potential new connection, past energy always comes through. Honestly, you know what this looks like? This person just wants to be in a relationship. They don't care with whom. So they just didn't want to pass up an opportunity. I think they're healing from something that happened to them. You know? They still have a karmic tie with somebody that I think for a maybe it was recently, maybe not for all of you, but it's still, they're still healing from it regardless of how long ago it happened. And they just didn't want to pass up an opportunity. For some of you, maybe you were the first or only person to show this person some attention. You know, and they just, I'm jumping on it. Somebody gonna show me some attention, I'm on it. So what that means is they're not with you because of anything special. Like they didn't choose you out of a lineup of people because the connection with you feels special. I just think they just didn't want to pass up an opportunity. So they just jumped on it, you know? And they're guarding their heart. Oh, they're really guarding their heart. Like badly. Badly. Yeah, that. Now, I don't think that they're playing games, though. I wouldn't say that. And you know me, I'm going to tell you, if I see somebody playing fucking games. I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing that they are incredibly immature. Kind of desperate, too. This feels a little bit desperate. A little bit desperate, you know? That's one thing I never understood. I remember in my loneliest, most empty, needy, lonely, codependent days, I still was picky. I was still picky, dude. I was still picky. I never understood them people that'll just grab onto whatever, you know. Never understood that. But that's kind of what this energy looks like here. People usually do it out of desperation. What other reason would you do that for? You know? Anyway, I guess let's get the advice. What's the advice for Taurus? Well, it depends on how long you've been dealing with this person. It shouldn't go much longer than 30 days without you being 100% sure where this is going or where you stand with them. If it's been longer than 30 days, 60 days max. For those of you who've been dealing with this person longer than 60 days, I'm not even going to tell you what you should do. I will tell you, though, this is going to fall the fuck apart. After 60 days, if you're confused about how someone feels, what their intentions are, or where a connection is going, you'll always be confused. Best case scenario, you'll have a little nagging voice of doubt in the back of your mind. And that will still eventually end up leading to the demise of the connection. So, I wouldn't let it string on too long. It shouldn't have to string on too long. It shouldn't have to. I'm going to tell you what right now. You know what my number one most frequently asked question is? How does this person feel about me? You know one thing I can promise you? I don't promise or guarantee very much. But I promise you, when you meet your fucking person, you ain't going to come ask me that question. Promise you that. All right. Virgo. Let's look at the energy between Virgo and the new person. Newest person Virgo just recently connected with. How's it looking? Six of Cups reversed. Hermit reversed. Some of you might feel a pretty intense feeling of soul recognition, meaning you feel like you've known this person your whole life, or it feels like you recognize them and you never met them. You know that feeling? It's called soul recognition. You may feel a very, very strong sense of that. But honestly, I'm thinking, I can't tell who it is. But one of you is freaked out by this connection. Somebody wasn't expecting this connection to be so intense. So, boom, the guard is triggered. Just because it feels intense. It's like a trauma response. A defense mechanism. Last time I felt a connection this strong, I got destroyed. So to prevent that from happening, by default, my guard goes up. I ain't trying to get hurt like that again. Some of you dealing with a fellow Virgo. I also have Leo, Cancer, Libra. But, you know, it could be anybody. Those are just energies. Okay. Well, let's see their feelings, energies, and intentions. New person Virgo's dealing with. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? World card. Okay, that's not horrible. There we go again. See, they're very guarded. But they are ready to start new and start fresh, though. Yep. Very lonely. Yep. Yep, this person's very lonely. Extremely. Extremely. But this is the thing. And, I mean, I get it. I've been there. But they're ready to start new and start fresh. I just want to start over, clean slate, clear the slate, and just have a fresh new start. But the problem is, I haven't really done any fucking healing. So I'm lonely as shit. I really want to be with somebody. But at the same time, I'm too scared to let somebody get close to my heart. Because I haven't even healed from the last time somebody fucked me over. Right? So that can make for one hell of an emotional conundrum to find yourself in. And if we don't get that energy straightened out, you know what's going to happen. Just asking for it. If the tension builds and builds and builds and builds and builds and builds and builds, boom, it's going to pop off and come out sideways. By way of universal law, right? At some point. I don't think this person has bad intentions, though. I do not. But that doesn't mean that they won't necessarily do bad things. But I don't know if you care or not. By the way, you set your own boundaries. This doesn't excuse any shitty behavior. But it's not coming from a bad place at the deepest level. It's up to you as to whether or not you want to draw the line. All right. Well, let's get the advice here. What's the advice for Virgo? Just don't jump in head first willy-nilly. Well, what I would do if I was you, don't jump in head first willy-nilly. Don't extend or accept any offers from anyone unless you're 100% sure that you know where this connection is going, or you're at least confident that you have a good idea as to where this is going. You all need to connect at a deeper level. You need to connect at a deeper level. And so at some point, as long as we're making progress over perfection. We're not looking for perfection, we're looking for progress. One thing I see, most relationships that last anywhere between 1 and 2 years, one of the most common causes of that coming to an end is the two of you not leveling up together. If you want to lay a foundation with somebody, that is a constant, never-ending growth and evolutionary process. And you all have to be connecting with each other at a deeper and deeper and deeper level, and growing and changing and bending and flexing and molding and stepping up leveling together, growing and evolving as individuals. If you get stuck here, right? And you're like a hot air balloon tied to a sandbag. And that's when the tension starts to build. And after a while, you'll have a window of time, you know, to work through this shit. But if you don't, it's coming. It's coming. So whatever conversation you need to have, what I usually like to do in a situation like this is be the change you want to see. Now, is it risky? Yes, it's risky. But you can either take action and take a chance on possibly fucking things up, or do nothing and guarantee that it's going to fuck things up. Be the change you want to see. If you think they should open up a little bit more, you open up a little bit more. Do the best you can to let it be known. You can open up around me. I'm not going to judge you. This is a judgment-free zone. You can be you around me. And the best way to do that, to let them know, is for you to open up and be vulnerable. Does that guarantee that they're going to follow suit? No. But it will definitely increase the chances. All right. Capricorn. We got a super chat. Andrea, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Capricorn. Let's see how things are looking between Capricorn and the new person. Ooh, 6 of Wands. That's a good energy to jump out first thing. So things seem to be looking really good right out the gate. So far they do. Oh shit, and then 7 of Wands. Well, damn it, man. Okay. What the fuck? This all, you know what this looks like? I might have to pull another spread here. But this looks like one of those things that starts off looking amazing. This is too good to be true type shit. And then overnight, something changes. Overnight. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation like that before. But out of nowhere, no warning, no reason, it changes overnight. Overnight. And that's what this is looking like here. King and Queen of Swords. Maybe it wasn't quite the connection that you thought it was. I don't know if that already happened between the two of you or if it's around the corner, but it looks like overnight things are taking a drastic, dramatic turn for the worst. And maybe it's leaving you thinking that you jumped into this too quick. Okay. Some of you dealing with an Aries. Is that all I got here? Yep, that's it. Well, let's see their feelings, energies, and intentions. I did not expect that. I was thinking, or at least I was hoping, shit, we about to read some rainbows and unicorns, bro. What's this person's feelings, energies, and intentions? High Priestess. Oh, yeah, that'll do it every time. Insecure. So basically, they're being fake. They're being fake and putting up a big front. And so the person that you very first connected with is not who they actually are. Now, psychology says that a person can only wear a mask, metaphorically speaking, for about 90 days before, somewhere between a 90-day period their true colors will start to bubble up to the surface. Now, this is assuming this is somebody that you are connecting with like on a daily basis. Now, if this is somebody you're not spending all that much time around, I don't think this applies. But if you are consistently talking to, hanging around, dating, fucking somebody, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long if you're around them on a daily basis before their true colors bubble up to the surface. Now, I've had like friends and acquaintances and whatnot that I would only hang out with maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, who, you know, can pull the wool over your eyes and keep that going for a good year or so, you know. But, yeah, this person's, I think they're just being fake. Insecure, low self-confidence, little to no self-esteem. And that doesn't take long. That doesn't take, I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your sign is. I don't care why you're watching this video. That ain't going to get you nowhere. It ain't going to get you nowhere, man. It really ain't. It really ain't. I mean, there's no point in trying to be someone else. No matter what you do. Some people are going to like you. Some people are going to hate you. No matter who you pretend to be. Some people are going to like you. Some people are going to hate you. No matter how fucking fake you are. Some people are going to like you. Some people are going to hate you. And when you're your true, authentic self, some people are going to like you. Some people are going to hate you. You may as well just be your true, authentic self. If you're not, nobody knows who you are. They're not appreciating the real you. So I think this person's stuck in that shit. And you're getting really, really close to discovering who they really are. And fake people hate that. When you start penetrating that bullshit, you know, mask that they're wearing, and you start digging deeper than that, and you start threatening to see them for who they really are, ooh, that's when they'll turn on you with the quickness. That's when they'll turn on you with the quickness. Damn, dog. Well, let's get the advice. Let's get the advice. Advice for Capricorn. Honestly, there's not really a lot of advice that you can give for situations like this. Other than, okay, no, here's what I'll tell you. When a person shows you their true colors, don't try to repaint them. This is one of the top 3 biggest problems in the dating world today. You meet somebody and you paint a picture in your mind of who you think they are and or who you want them to be, and then you fall in love with the picture you painted in your mind. Then you start being handed evidence that seriously contradicts the picture that you painted in your mind. And rather than saying, oopsie poopsie, well, I'm a dumbass, I painted the wrong picture in my mind. A lot of times what people tend to do is they try to force that person to conform to the picture they painted in their mind. They refuse to accept reality. Don't do that. When a person shows you who they really are, hit Control Alt Delete. Delete that picture you painted in your mind. Oh shit, that's who the fuck you are? That's who you are. Delete. I don't know you. Click. I don't fucking know you. Just simple as that. The ego freaks out when it comes to having to rethink something, because the ego thinks that if I have to rethink this, I might have to rethink everything. Well, first of all, no, you won't. But even if you did, so what? Who cares? My whole life and my whole identity might be a lie. So fucking what? Wouldn't you rather know the truth? Just use situations like this as a very valuable lesson. When somebody shows you who they really are, believe it. There will be a lot of unspoken lessons in a situation like this. The majority of the lessons that you learn in a situation like this can't really be explained linearly, and it'll just be a very close, personal, idiosyncratic, private learning experience between you and the universe that you may not really be able to verbalize, and nobody would be able to teach you. Some lessons can only be learned through experience. Only. And I think this is one of those things. So just do the best you can to extract as much wisdom as you can from the situation. And you'll be tested again. Oh yeah, you will. Just because you learned the lesson, that don't mean it's over. Once you learn a lesson, you'll be tested on it. So, all right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Earth sign family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down here in the description. All right. I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.